All right. So, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Like I said, this is a very sensitive topic. Thank you. Thank you so much. Um, and we all go through anxiety, sort of fears, or some phobias. If not one, many. If not many, then at least one. Um, it can make us uncomfortable when we're talking about it. How I have structured it in my mind is that I'm going to give some symptoms, some signs, little bit of definition, then how to come out of it, inshallah. And then towards the end, we will do a guided meditation, inshallah, in which we will go to theta state, and then we can change our each one of us can change our own fear or anxiety, the belief that is there that's causing anxiety, inshallah. So, you're with me in this journey, inshallah. We'll take just about 45 minutes to 1 hour, inshallah. Okay. All right. So, anxiety, fear, phobias, it all starts with the fear, right? Fear, basically, we all know, is a feeling of something going wrong. And we know that all the emotions are important and all the emotions are beautiful. They're there to help us, they're there to guide us. Emotion, having one emotion, anger, sadness, anxiety, these are not problems, they are symptoms guiding us to sort the problem, to look for the problem, right? So, first of all, we're going to sit, relax. Since this is a heavy topic, we're going to calm ourselves down. We're going to go in a calmer state. So, since from the beginning of the session, let's sit relaxedly and take some deep breaths. So, we are preparing our body as a soul. We're preparing our mind and our body to know that this topic can make us uncomfortable, but we are ready to explore for our betterment, for my betterment, and for people around me who may be going through any kind of fear, anxiety, phobias, children, adults, anyone. If I am able to absorb this information, inshallah, I can help not only myself but others around me, inshallah. So, fear. Fear comes because we are feeling unsafe, like we all know. So, it's the emotion that develops. Anxiety comes through fear, a feeling that I'm not sure what's going to happen, uncertainty. And then phobia develops from anxiety. Staying for longer period of time turns into phobia. So the root cause is fear. I've written down some notes. The beautiful thing that I've found is anxiety is like a voice. If you have experienced that, sometimes we don't even know that we have anxiety, I have any fear. We don't even know. Yes, phobias we do know because I know, oh, I can't go in the water, in the deep side, or I can't go to, I don't like heights, or dark, right? Darkness, things like that. We know because they're so prominent, they're phobias, right? But anxiety and fear, we're like, maybe, yeah, I can overcome that, and we don't go in too deep. But this is that voice that constantly stays with us and says, no, not this. What if this happens? What about that? You're not prepared. It's so tiring. I'm overwhelmed. all of these things, those are not making us feel good, is actually anxiety, which is coming through a fear. And we'll get to that, how that fear is there and why, and how can we resolve it, inshallah. So, okay, when I talk about, you're with me, right, everyone? I do these interactive sessions, so I constantly need your input, your feedback, yeah. Okay, so before we move forward, let's, if you can all say or type that what are your fears. If you feel comfortable, you can send me a direct message, you can send it to everyone so that everyone gets ideas that, yeah, I can relate to this, I have this fear too. So if you want to please just send some fears, phobias, or anxiety if you can, anything related, or if you have seen someone going through that, just type it in or just say it, unmute yourself. We are in a safe environment. This is safe. Anybody has any fear of not knowing what's going to happen, fear of future, um, how my kids will grow up to be, or darkness, heights, water, anything? Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, so some of these, yeah? Okay, thank you. All right. So, what happens that phobia or fear actually starts when, not just in this age it's going to start. If it's going to start in this age, know that it's a trigger. A trigger is something like a gun which is all loaded. It's just, you have to just pull the trigger and it will shoot, right? So something which is a trigger is going to happen at this age, the age group that we are in, or older. But the root cause started in a childhood. And give me a second. My biggest fear is to be working and forget to. Oh, yes. Yes, moving too fast. Yes. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. I'll keep that in mind while going over this. So, all the fears are actually not from this time. We need to understand that they started in our childhood, and not knowingly we're living those fears. So, conscious mind, we spoke about it in the previous sessions also, is like 5% of glacier above the water, right? 95% that is under is subconscious. And that is the subconscious that's holding on to those fears of childhood. And anxiety is just a symptom. It's nothing big. It's a friend. You welcome. You say, "Oh, I'm having anxiety." If you can recognize it only, right? If you're not able to recognize it, there's no point then. So we'll come to how to recognize it, inshallah. So all the fears are generated from the childhood. Let's say if you're a parent, or if you see a child around you, or if you can work on yourself, we're going to look at both ways. If you're a parent of a child who has anxiety, or if you are the one who has anxiety, and you can just replace the words, okay, as a child or myself in all my sentences. So, when, if there's a child and the child's needs are not met, because a child cannot meet his own needs, right? If there's unsafety around me, if there's some fight going around me, if I'm not getting food or care or love, anything like that that a child needs, then I'm not able to provide it for myself. I'm relying on people around me, my parents, other adults, family members. If I'm not feeling safe because my needs are not met, I'm going to get trauma. That's called trauma. Traumatized I will be. And then, if constantly that happens, or if that happens again and again, like it happened one day, one time, then the next day was fine, then another day comes when it happens again. It's called complex trauma. Inshallah, we all are educated people here, we all know that. But it is important for me to start from beginning with respect, inshallah, you understand. So either a constant trauma or a complex trauma happened to this child. This child has developed a fear: I am not safe. Fear is a good emotion because it prepares us. When we feel I'm not safe, it makes us run, fight, or do something to save myself. It's like a survival skill, right? It gives me that, brings me to survival mode. Do something, save yourself. But as a child, I'm not able to save myself. So what's happening? Fear is not helping me. It's staying constantly with me. So when I'm constantly in that mode, constantly cortisol is releasing, the hormone that helps me quickly move around, function. Now it's constantly produced in my body due to the fear. So now my body is overfilled. Now the organs are getting filled with cortisol, and now it's damaging the organs, making me fatigued, making me tired. I don't want to move. I cannot move. You must have seen children like that, or you must have felt at some point, maybe, or you have seen in movies or dramas or some. This is a quite known response of a fear, right? Okay. So now that child, with that cortisol releasing, with that fear being there constantly, is now growing up and carrying this fear into anxiety. Now the fear has turned into anxiety, which means I'm not fearful of what's happening now. Because of the fear, I'm now fearful what's going to happen next. I'm predicting danger. So my mind has gone into a zone where it's always looking for what's not right. So I'm always, in every situation, I'm always looking for something negative. What can harm me? So I'm neglecting good and I'm seeing what can harm me, what is not right, and where is danger, what is not proper. You see, that's a mode I've gone into because of my childhood trauma. So that is also affecting the body, not just emotionally, but physically. I'm also drained and occupied in that anxiety and fear. Some people shiver when anxiety attack happens, panic happens, then, right? Um, some people can't move, too much heavy weight, fatigue happens, like they cannot just function. Some people go through the body parts aching. Um, okay, I've written down a few symptoms. I think I should go with. Okay, so okay, you are on guard all the time. Because you're on guard all the time, that what's gonna happen next? Your muscles are tight. So these shoulder muscles, neck muscles, back muscles, usually they get affected. If you have constant, or if someone you love, someone you know has constant pain in the shoulders and the neck, it's because of they are in constant fear, which has turned into anxiety. It can attack them anytime. It's constant voice there. What if this happens? What's gonna happen next? Or and you're looking at the negative things all the time, picking on that. All of this is gonna ache. Now you can check yourself or others around you to help, inshallah. Okay, you're never relaxed. You either see black or white. No part is gray. Like, you're like very strict. You're like, it should be done like this. It should have happened like that. He should have done it like this. Not flexible because you're so stiff about, okay, what's going to happen and what's going to hurt me. If something's going to hurt me, so I should be controlling. You're very controlling, you're very bossy, because you're constantly checking what can harm, right? Automatically, it's a subconscious working. And then some people get into OCDs, like constantly washing, because they're like fearful. No, it's not gone. The germs are not gone. Or cleaning too much, way too much, or becoming very perfectionist in everything. Like, I want things in a perfect way. That's anxiety. That's a fear of something. These are the symptoms, right? These are the signs. We can look at them and then check ourselves or others around us. So, what else I've written down? Some people get stomach issues, digestion doesn't go well, constipation happens, or diarrhea happens. So, it's like a stomach upset, or you're not able to digest certain foods. Intolerance, sensitivities happen. What else? We procrastinate. We delay things. Like, I have to finish this task. I know it's sitting on my head, but I'm constantly saying, maybe I should rest a little more. Maybe I should do this. So I'm avoiding them until the last minute comes and I do it. I raise my hand for that. Some days I live like that. Um, I'm working. I'm work in progress, inshallah. So, talking about these things is very easy, right? But we're living these things because we're humans. So, that's the beauty of being humans. We get to enjoy, experience all the emotions, and work on ourselves and then become better every day from our older version. That's the beauty. And we are here to support each other. There's no shame in it. I accept it. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so you focus, all right, we talked about this. Worst case scenario we look for in everything, right? You predict danger, look for negative. We talked about that. Okay, so this all, perfectionism, OCDs, stomach issues, digestion, muscles, seeing things black or white, predicting danger always. Some people are in family, especially we all go through this generational gap. We say the older generation is always very strict and they always look for negative, right? They have gone through some stuff, maybe, without judging, right? But we can have compassion for ourselves and for others, because we know how it is, how much hard it is to go through these things, inshallah. All right. So now we have understood this much, that how fear leads to anxiety. Are we good on that? It's very important for us to understand this, for us to heal then. If we miss these parts, it can, give us longer time. Okay, alhamdulillah. So we're good. Okay, thank you so much for your response, sister. So thank you so much. So we understand how the childhood trauma, constant or complex, leads to fear. Fear leads to anxiety. Now we see the symptoms also. A very important key part connected to anxiety and fear is shame. And I'm going to touch upon it a little bit. And we can learn from it how to talk to our children around us, our children or children in the family or in general. Um, so, that child who was going through this tough time when the needs were not met, automatically child develops this false idea, false belief, false guilt. What is it? The child thinks, I'm not good enough. That's why my parent is not spending time with me. I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable. That's why the adult who brought me into this world, who's supposed to take care of me, who's my world, is not meeting my needs. So now this child has developed automatically this sense of false guilt. We know it's false guilt, you and I know, but at that time the child doesn't know. And when the child is growing up as an adult, it's fed into that subconscious. I don't know now. I just know the feeling that I'm not completely lovable. I have a feeling, am I worthy of all this? I don't think so. I also have feeling of I can be left alone. I can be abandoned because I'm not good enough. Maybe, and then what it develops, maybe if I only work on my looks, people will accept me. So, what's happening here? Shame has developed in this child. What is the shame? I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. Why? Because of the fear, because my needs were not met. I stayed in the fear. Then the anxiety develops. I'm like so conscious about all the things those are happening around me because of the safety reason. And in that safety, I'm trying to find that why is it happening to me? And the answer that comes is because I'm not good enough. I'm not livable. I'm not worthy of care. I'm not worthy of this and that. So now what do I do? As a child and as an adult, automatically, subconsciously, I wear a mask. The mask that I feel is going to work for me now. In a family of trauma, there are three types of kids you may find, and you can check yourself, others around you, children around you in your house or otherwise. What are those three types of masks that a child wears in a trauma after fear? One, they become people pleaser. Many of us are people pleasers, and it's okay to say that because if we don't accept, we're not going to move forward and release the emotion and become free human being like we're supposed to be. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, Prophet has sent down to break these shackles that we have put around ourselves. What are these shackles? There may be many meanings, of course, but the meaning that we're taking right now are these shackles of these fears and false guilt and anxiety and these wrong beliefs, limiting beliefs. One of them is people pleasing. So, this child developed into an adult at any time in this process is wearing a mask now. If I can only please this adult, if I can only make this adult happy, my needs, this adult will be happy and my needs will be met. Survival mode. No shame. It's a survival mode for a human being. So now I'm going to try to do everything to please this adult around me, parent, whoever is the caretaker, right? And when I'm growing up, without realizing, now I have this mask on for everyone around me because I need to feel safe. So I'm going to please everyone around me. I'm not going to say no. How many of us cannot say no to others, even though when our plate is full, we feel obligated to say yes and take more responsibilities? We can't say no. That's one sign. There are many signs, but inshallah, the time is running so fast. Let's go to the other type of the child. So we said three types. One is people pleaser. We understood that, inshallah. The other one is invisible child. You may have experienced or have seen people or kids who are like invisible. They don't speak, they don't give opinion. They say yes, they stay quiet, they stay in the corner, they don't come out in front of people. They just want to hide, they just want to be invisible. That's another survival mode. And many of those children develop as an adult like that too. People say, oh, see, she's such a sweetheart. She doesn't bother anyone. Or he's such a gentleman. He doesn't bother anyone. That person is actually not bothering, not bothering. That person is not even bothering himself because that person is in that fear zone, anxiety. What if I say this and it turns out to be wrong? What if, I'll be punished for this? That's why punishments are not supposed to be given to children. That's why shame is not supposed to be given to children. What will people say? You're doing this? What will people say? Oh, they're looking at you. You know, those words we create, these are shame. That means a person has to put a mask on to be accepted. We ourselves sometimes say those things to children or people around us. Not knowingly, maybe we have heard it, so it's a learned behavior, and we're doing the same thing, unfortunately, until we are mindful of what we're saying and we say and we think before we say, inshallah. It's a practice. Okay, so invisible. So, people pleaser, we understood, inshallah. Invisible child, we understood, inshallah. Third one is fight or flight. Those angry children or those angry adults, they fight they find reason to fight all the time, or they can get upset right away because they're in survival mode again. They want to protect themselves. I don't know what you're saying, but I want it this way. Oh, how dare you not tell me this? Things like that. We have heard them, right? So fight or flight. So they'll just leave everything and vanish. They'll just go whenever there's some conflict happening. One person just gets up and leave. Nobody knows where the person went without saying a thing. We have seen such people too, right? Fight or flight. So three versions. Sometimes many masks can be worn by one person. At times people pleaser, at times invisible, at times fight, at times flight. Enough with the signs, yeah? All right, let's see what I've written down. Child's first response. Okay, we did that. We did that. Alhamdulillah. Any questions so far, my love? Lovely people here. Any questions? Okay, I'm gonna give a little review. Thank you so much. Thank you. We understood how fear is created when the needs are not met, unsafety, anxiety develops from it. A child then tries to protect himself, survival mode. What symptoms happen in a survival mode? Because of shame, what do I wear? And then now we're moving faster towards the next stage. Then comes, somebody said, oh wait, this is an important point. Somebody said the toughest part and first part and the toughest part and hopefully the last part of pain and anxiety, getting rid of anxiety, is taking off that mask and come out in front of people just being yourself. Because what the fear is here, what the anxiety is here, if I'm myself like I was when I was little, I was rejected, I was left alone, my needs were not met. So if I become myself again just like that, nobody will accept me. Either I have to be a high performing person doing everything all the best, or I have to be people pleaser, or all of those that we discussed. Otherwise, I'm not lovable. So the first hardest thing, and hopefully the last one, is to take off the mask and then be comfortable in your skin. Say, this is who I am. You like me? Good. You don't like me? Good. But it's very hard. Sometimes it becomes easy. Sometimes we think I'm doing it and it's easy. But that shows when certain times come in, when we have to check our intention. I tell you, my personal experience, I check my intention. I try to check my intention, inshallah. Allah help me. When I have to recite Noha or I have to recite Mercia, that Latmio or any recitation I have to do. What's the intention behind that? Am I wearing this mask because I want to be liked by people, or I want to be known by people that she does this because this is a good thing to do? I've seen it from childhood. People who do this are revered by other people, so I want to do this. So, is that my intention? That time's mask has to come off, right? I've practiced this, so no shame in saying that. I check my intention when I have to recite a majlis, a lecture. If pride is coming for some reason that, oh, I did it good, should I do it again this time? And I'm trying, and my weighing of pride feels heavier than weighing of the intention, the pure intention, I say no to the lecture because I don't want to get mess up in my heart, inshallah. Trying my best. May Allah, with your du'as, help me, inshallah. Because again, that could be a mask for me, right? And when I go out and I dress up in a certain way, that could be a mask for me. Or then I check my intention. I'm dressing up for myself because Rasulullah said, wear your best when you go out. Whatever your best is, not the best of in the world. Whatever your best is, clean clothes, proper. So whatever my best is, I wear that and I feel good and I go out. Is that my intention? Or my intention is to wear a mask and say, oh, look, I'm so stylish and I'm the best. Everybody heads should turn around and look at me, right? Or if I'm working, and I found this for men especially. I know women are working, mashallah, these days, but um, as a life coach, I've seen it that sometimes they take this as their mask, as their identity. That, oh, if I'm not earning good money, if I'm not going to work every day, and if I'm not occupied with work, if I'm not known as workaholic, then I'm not accepted because a man is supposed to do that. These are limiting beliefs. Fear behind it is if I don't, I will not be accepted as myself. We need to check the niyyah. We need to check if I'm wearing a mask, if I take off the mask. Try one day. Don't do any work. Don't go to work, um, and see how people are reacting. Just to try them. Go out one day without makeup, wearing simple clothes, and see how people are treating you. This is not gonna check other people's reaction. This is actually for your sake, your intention to be checked. Like, look, I be myself and people are same with me. Look, I'm not reciting, I'm not wearing fancy clothes, I'm not wearing makeup, I'm not doing work. I've like, okay, people, I'm saying, oh, some days I just don't want to work. I am accepted. People who love me will love me anyways. But it's for me. Look, you're accepted the way you are. So no worries, no fear anymore. Inshallah. So check, play with yourself, check yourself, inshallah. Okay. Now we come to healing part, inshallah. We cannot have a lot of material, but the basics are clear. Yes, the basics are there, inshallah. Now we understand anxiety is my friend telling me about the fear that I have developed in childhood, which tells me either shame that I'm not good enough, so I have to explore myself and see to believe that I'm good enough. And then other phobias, those are related to, let's say, water phobia, height phobia, phobia of darkness, and all of that are related to that childhood also. Something happened. Maybe I was locked in the dark room. Maybe I was thrown in the deep water. Maybe I was at a height and, I slipped something, or someone slipped and I heard how badly they got hurt. So those things are from childhood because childhood, a subconscious is absorbing everything very fast. So now I'm growing up living with that fear, it turned into phobia. So all of that is reasonable. Now we know that these emotions are friends telling us, hey, there's a problem, look deeper. So I'm going to start looking deeper. And how to do it, inshallah, now. We're together. I'm not boring you. I'm giving some content. Give me some response, please. If you understood, if you have questions, ask questions. Anything. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for being with me. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, in healing comes number one, I have written down few points. Okay. So, fear started when I was relying on an adult, but what happened that the adult abandoned me, did not fulfill my needs. So now in the healing process, practically, we will do the meditation also, inshallah, but practically, what happened that I have to find a rock in my life. It could be a friend I can trust who can be there for me, a family member, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of course, who's not going to go anywhere, always there, my best friend, inshallah, yeah. Um, a coach, a therapist you can trust and speak, and whose help is always there. So we all are different. That's why different ways to heal help us. Not everything is for everyone. So I'm going to mention few and you choose what connects with you or what connects with the person you know you want to help. Yeah? So number one, have a rock in your life. Have somebody you can connect with so that um, when you felt the abandonment, you have the support now in your life. Okay? Then, when the limiting fears or limiting thoughts come, when you say that, oh, I see negative in everything, or I predict danger, instead of praising yourself and saying, oh, you're predicting danger, you're so good, you can see that happen. That actually happened because you did law of attraction. You manifested it because you were having a fear. You generated the feeling generated the special ways. We talked about that, right? But some of you must be new. So how law of attraction works, inshallah, you search that and you understand. So the waves went out and attracted the same thing to us. It's not that you could predict it, it's that you had the fear, so you brought it to your life from fourth dimension to third dimension. Inshallah, if somebody doesn't understand it, ask me and I'll explain. Maybe after the session, another session we can do on it. Okay. So when I know that I have this seeing negative everywhere kind of a mentality, then know that it's a limiting belief. I need to start you being mindful to stop myself from doing that. If I see myself being a perfectionist in everything and it's so hard for me, it's tiring, of course, and it's taking so much energy. Calm yourself down and say, it's okay. Some things can be messy. It's fine. You're just a human being. People live here. This has been used. As long as it's not too messy, we like cleanliness, but for what reason we have to ask ourselves? Is it the mask? Is it the fear or of acceptance? Or I just like being clean? It's okay. All right. And then accept the feeling. So you can write it down if you want to write it down. First, we did to have a rock, a strong relation, a person you can rely on. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, beyond the person, beyond the human level. Number two, we said that you have to check the limiting beliefs. If you want to write it down, how can we deal with daily anxiety that comes from the pressure of work? We will, when we get to the healing, my love, inshallah, we discuss that. Thank you so much for your question. So, the limiting belief, why is it there? And this, the pressure of work is a limiting belief. We will go in detail, inshallah, now. Understand your patterns of you, the way the pattern there is made, right? How you respond to certain things. So if a pressure of work comes, how do you respond to that? Every time, are you responding the same way? Is it out of fear? Is it out of anxiety? Or are you mindful of that? That, okay, one day I dealt with this way, that I prioritize my work. I said, okay, there's pressure of work. I can do other things later. Let me finish this first. Or when the pressure of work came, I panicked and I was like, why me? Why all the time? I'm so tired. I'm overwhelmed. These are the signs of anxiety and depression and all that fear. So it's not going to make you work pro efficiently. It's going to make you tired and fatigued and will take longer to finish the work, right? So go with the mindset of, I can handle it. That's where it's come to me. I will make a schedule. I prioritize list. I'll make that first this, then this, then this. And then I'll take a break in that, and then this and this and this. And if I have to work even in the break, I'll manage to do this and this. I'll ask for help. Asking for help is not a problem. Fear also leads to not to ask for help. I can do everything, because we dealt with the pressures of life so much alone that I started feeling that I'm independent and I can do my things myself, self sufficient, which is a good thing. But at times, we all are human beings and we are contingent beings, so we rely on each other. This is the whole domino effect happening in the universe. It's okay to ask for help. I know how to ask for help. I know how it feels to have help. I know people can help me. I know help is coming from God. So there's a whole feeling work and belief work we can go into, which is deep. Coming back to our topic, inshallah. I hope that helps, sister. I'll try to bring it again. Okay, so how do I respond to certain situations when my anxiety is triggered? Then look for the triggers. What causes the anxiety? Because that is not the reason. The reason is, again, what happened in the childhood. So I will connect the dots and I will see what happened in the childhood. So many things happen, not just one need not met, feeling abandoned. No, there's so many things that happen. Middle age, childhood, somewhere. So go back and check when this feeling happened for the first time, how I was feeling, what was happening to me. Then take a lesson from it and then come back, which we're going to do in a few minutes. I'm just going to quickly go over this. So, triggers, find a rock in your life, check the limiting beliefs, look at the triggers, look how you respond to certain things. If you're responding in the same way, panicking way, change your response, be mindful. Accept that it is a feeling of anxiety caused by fear. Get to the root cause. Start doing, when it's coming to you, it's very important to know the five grounding exercises, five senses grounding exercises. I'll tell you. One is breathing. When we are in anxiety, our heart beats fast because cortisol has been released, right? So when the heart is beating fast, it's making the whole body work faster and getting tired, or getting feeling so much energy, could turn into anger. What do I need to do? I need to breathe normal, deep breaths, the normal breath, then hold your breath. If you look into breath work anywhere, you'll find this. Then when you take deep breaths, maybe five deep breaths, then you hold your last breath. And you hold it as long as you can. When you're holding it, the pineal gland releases a the hormones that are needed to ignite the clarity. That happens when you cannot hold it any longer, release, and you feel the energy boost. Do it again, and then the heartbeat will come to normal rhythm, and that will ease the anxiety, inshallah. That's one. Number two is touch. If you have your loved one around you, have a hug, or feel the surface of the table, chair, wall, clothes. So you move your paradigm shift, right? You do move your paradigm to touch. Five senses you have to move to. So you touch things, those have different surfaces, and feel them and just go in present moment. Forget about everything else. Inshallah, it will help. Another is you start tasting something. Put something in your mouth. Have a flavor in your mouth completely and then take it in. Use shift the paradigm again. Another thing, you can go out for a walk, connect with nature. Nature calms us down because we are made by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nature is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Somehow our atoms, our energy connects. We feel soother when we're in nature. So that calms us down. Running, exercising also calms us down because it releases the happy hormones. Okay, if you're good with those exercises, I move forward. Um, okay, talking to God because He's the rock. Remember, for some people, it's important to talk to people, like you and I are talking. And some people, when even if they're done talking with people, they need to have the higher being connection, right? So connect to Allah, ask, talk, guidance, whatever you feel like saying, say it, and wait in meditation and hear from Him. When you are actually doing alone meditation, you're just reflecting, sitting down, calm, breathing. Whatever thoughts come to you, usually they are from the higher being. So trust yourself and listen to what He's saying to you. Or read Quran. Okay, then do some creative work. They say because when we go through trauma or fear, anxiety, and cortisol is released, the branches of the brain shrink and they can turn into toxicity if we do not indulge ourselves into creative work that we like to do. For them to grow back, for the neurons to travel back again, we have to indulge in something that we like to do that changes our brain cells, develops them even more. Learn a language, learn how to play an instrument, um, do math games, matching games, paint, draw. So anything that you enjoy doing which requires mental work, focus, indulge in that. It's very important for your mental health and in neuroscience. Okay, related to neuroplasticity, if you want to search about that. And then, yeah, that's about it. Then do some body work. Yeah, where is it causing pain? The last one is do some body work. Body work means I focus, I sit down and focus. This anxiety or this fear is where in my body? Is it in my belly? What is it doing? Am I feeling pain? Am I feeling hunger? Um, I need to go to the restroom. How is it making me feel? Is it in my back? Is it making my back pain, lower back, upper back? Is it in my knee? Is it in my shoulders? Wherever it is, feel it and talk to your body and say, I see. This is because of this anxiety. This is because of the fear I'm holding. It's okay. I accept you. And I want to know. I wonder, why are you coming to me? What is the cause? And how can I find out? Talk, and you're actually talking to your subconscious. So your conscious mind is connecting to your subconscious mind. So you will get the answers. Okay. Are we good with all of this? A lot heavy stuff, but inshallah, we understood. If you have any questions, ask me before we, dive into the guided meditation for fear and anxiety. And for that, I have some general ideas, but if you have any specific fear, please write it down. Are you with me? Are you with me? Was it understandable what we went through? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for your responses. All right, now I want you to think of the fear that you have or your loved one has. I'm gonna play the background music so that it's more relaxing. Is the volume okay or is it too high? With my voice in the background, is the volume of the music okay? Yes? Any feedback? Guys, I know it's getting very late. I'll make it short, trust me. It's good. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, once more, we're going to take deep breaths. Center your conscious in the center of your chest. See it like the energy ball, whatever color you want to give it. Let's take that downward, coming out from your toes, going into the earth, deep, deep in the earth, center core of the earth, where all the energies are held by gravitational force. Now you're taking your part back again and you're bringing the energies towards you, entering your body from your toes upward, your legs, energizing your bottom, your reproductive parts, your digestion, your heart and chest, coming upward, energizing your throat and power of speaking and communicating, and coming upward towards your third eye, between your eyebrows, energizing your intuition, your wisdom, coming upward to right at your head crown space, energizing your spirituality. Now your conscious is going above your head into the energy ball and is going to travel upward. Take it upward. You're looking at it. Your conscious is now traveling upward, crossing all the physicalities of the world, leaving the space, the darkness of the space, upward into the white light, upward into the golden light, going upward into rainbow-like substance, which is jelly-like. You're crossing it in an energy ball, smoothly going upward. Right above yourself, you see the blue window of light. It's rectangular blue window. You're going towards it. Here you come into it, your energy ball open up, and you see right above your head infinite, beautiful, white, pure light. You are going inside of it, your head, your shoulder, deeper and deeper inside of it. Your upper body is gone in it, now your lower body is going in it. All the way in, you are surrounded by this white, pure light, beautiful, sparkly, white light. You are smelling the smell of pureness, fresh roses. You're calm and you're connected with your Creator. Here, this is the space you can ask for anything. You're safe. It gives you the feeling. You know how it feels to be safe. You know how it feels to rely on someone, and you know that someone is there for you. You know the definition of safety from the Creator. You know it's possible to have safety at all times. You know how it feels to be safe at all times. You know that you're lovable and how it feels to be lovable completely. You can repeat after me now. I know how it feels to be accepted, fully accepted. I know I can accept myself the way I am. I accept myself. I know the Creator accepts me the way I am. I know how it feels to be in a loving relationship. I am worthy of it. I feel how it feels to be worthy of it. I know being worthy is my birthright of all the blessings that I desire. I can have all the blessings that I desire. I know how it feels to have all the blessings, those I desire. I know they're coming to me. They have come to me. I accept the love around me. I know how it feels to accept the love. And I know how it feels to give love completely. I know, others know that I'm worthy of goodness. I know the definition of being worthy by the Creator. I feel safe. I feel in abundance. I feel worthy. I feel beautiful. I feel complete. I feel the real joy now. I feel the real happiness now. I'm relaxed. I'm safe. I'm heard. I'm visible. I exist. I'm alive. I know how it feels to have life as a blessing. I know I can take the opportunities coming towards me. I recognize them and I take them. I'm ready for them. I'm safe and I'm happy and I'm capable. I'm capable to do anything that comes my way. I'm confident. I'm self-sufficient. I know how to prioritize my list of work. I'm getting wisdom from the Creator of all. I know how it feels to be wise. I know how it feels to think before I act and think before I speak. I know how it feels to be aware being. I am aware. I have all the solutions in my mind for my daily life. I feel at peace with myself and my surrounding. I'm capable. I'm confident. I'm wise. I'm taking care of so many things happily because I can do it, because I'm happy. I know how it feels to be really happy, and it's possible to be really happy. And it's possible to feel joy in everything I do every day. I'm content and I'm grateful. Thank you, Allah. Alhamdulillah. It's done, it's done, it's done. Thank you. Now, you go in the shower of clean water in that beautiful light. And you see all the things that you just said are coming into you more and more, giving you more and more energy and confidence and safety and peace, washing away all that is not needed and filling you up with all that is what you asked for. you're supposed to have, what's gonna help you always, what's needed in the best and highest form in this life, in this time. Now that you're sparkling, full of energy, come down from out of this light into that energy ball and back again downward. You're traveling from the rainbow colors, jelly-like substance smoothly down, crossing the golden light, the white light, the darkness of the space into the existence of the physicalities, entering from your head into your body, energizing every pore of your body. The energy is going all the way down, coming out of your feet downward towards the earth, to the center of the earth, and you mix with all the energies of the creation. And you take your part and you come back from your feet inward your body, and you're all set and energized for this beautiful life, for everything, the wisdom, clarity, safety, love, worth, relationships, confidence that you have. You can open up your eyes whenever you want. Thank you so much, everyone. Any questions or feedback will be appreciated. You're very welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. All praise to Allah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Inshallah, you sleep with this energy, with the same feeling. Enjoy your beautiful life. If there are any questions or suggestions, please share in the group and the chat, WhatsApp chat. So for the next time's topic or anything you want to share or talk about. Thank you. I really appreciate your presence. Thank you so much. I'm going to end recording. Thank you.